looking like a lick. Ain't a last nigga try finding really what the shit saying. All black F and tucked behind the buckle. Hey, what's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? Your boy LB back with another one of them things, mate. One time for the one time. I don't like that shit. Hold on, baby. There we go. Back there. Hey, what's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? Your boy LB back with another one of them things, mate. One time for the one time. You know what it is up over here, eh? Check it out, though. Check it out. Today, my nigga, we got that DJ Vlad, that Baby Bash, that interview, bruh. A lot of y'all, since I've been doing this SPM shit, a lot of y'all been telling me about this interview, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it, but then I got to thinking. I'm gonna watch it and give a reaction on it and give my opinion on it. Cause maybe there's some questions in here that I didn't ask that he answers, or I mean, I don't fucking know, but let's go, my nigga.
So, at what point did you hook up with South Park Mexican?
That was when Kid Frost took me to Espanola, New Mexico for a car show. And he was telling me about this guy in Houston. This had to be 99, end of 98 or early 99. Yeah, we got this guy, South Park Mexican, man. He's blowing up in Houston. He shut shit down. And I'm sitting there thinking, I never heard of him. And I'm the coldest Mexican in this motherfucker. I got the most game, you know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on. He's like, well, we'll do a show with him in New Mexico. So Frost takes us to New Mexico, and South Park Mexican has a show that we meet. What's up? Somehow we clicked, just good, just on regular chopping game. We smoking, you know what I mean? I always had the good weed, you know what I'm saying? So we're smoking, chopping up. He's like, yeah, I want to bring you to Houston. And that's the first time someone said, I'm going to fly you to a Texas, you know what I mean? He said, he's going to fly me, another rapper. I'm like, okay, cool, fly me out there, I'll go. Flew me out there. I went the first time I ever been to Houston my whole life, and I got turned out. I got turned out by everything. The strip club culture, the girls, even the music, the screw music. I was like, oh my God. And he was right. SPM.
Okay, so Baby Bash isn't from Houston, obviously. All right. So he actually meets SPM prior to all this going on. It's not after or in the midst of. Follow you.
We walk into a club and the whole shit was shut down. The crowd, we couldn't even move. They were all trying to attack him. This was 99 before he really got his deal with Universal. So right. I was with Dope House and I never went back. That's when my roommate got raided. I never went back. I said, oh my God, I'm staying right here. And I would write songs for SPM. I'd write them for myself. He would come in the studio and say, yeah, I want that on my album. So I would take my verses off and he'd leave one verse and he'd put two verses on it. And then we do the songs. Like every song I've been on with South Park Mexican, I wrote the hook and he just put it on his album.
Okay. So you went out there.
Wait. So pretty much he hijacked Cuz songs. Pretty much. You know, it's not wrong with it. I mean, it's depending on how you look at it, your relationship with this motherfucker. I mean, that happens a lot. One of your boys, they making a song, but you feel, whoa, hold on, nigga, you should let me do this, or hold on, you take a verse off and let me do this, or hold on, let me do the hook. Like that happens. You smell what I'm saying? But obviously they was cool enough for Cud to let that happen. So I mean, hey, to each his own, man.
99?
Yeah.
And South Park Mexican started really blowing up. Like independently, and then he got his deal with Universal, and he was doing crazy numbers.
Crazy.
And it wasn't really on everyone's radar, but down there,
oh yeah,
it was huge.
Yeah, it was huge. Yeah, because when I come back to California, they weren't really up on it yet. It's crazy. I would come to Cali, and they're like, "Oh, he's weak." I'm like, "Damn, that's a trip." You know what I mean? I thought he was tight. To me, he's tight. You know, and the movement was so big, man. They couldn't. I mean, SPM. Carlos is his real name. SPM. We'd go to Oklahoma. We'd go every city we went to. We sometimes have to do two shows because the first show was sold out, and there was thousands of people trying to get in. And it really was hitting me so crazy because I had just left the Bay when the Bay scene was cracking. You know, when the Bay local scene was cracking, when they actually had the support from their stations, the JT, the Bigger Figures, the Mac Malls. You know what I mean? When it was big, and then it started changing more corporate. And then I go to Houston, and I'm back to where it's just support. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God. And then for some reason, me and him became real close. Good dude, man. You know what I mean? And he'd help me out. Like I said, I write all the songs. Wiggy 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 was like a big radio song for us back then. And I happened to write that, and I was on it. I was in the video, and that expanded my shit. So it's always JT.
It's crazy when you get the behind the scenes shit, and it's like you really get to. It's like what they do is they give you a puzzle, and they give you bits and pieces of the puzzle. Like, oh damn, it's a cool little picture. All right, I know what this is. But then once you get to the interviews and years down the line, they get to telling shit, and you get the pieces, the rest of the pieces of the motherfucking puzzle. You're like, wait, hold up, what? Damn. That's crazy. I mean, he wasn't fucking cuz over it or nothing like that. You feel what I'm saying? But obviously he got credit and he got paid for it, obviously, because he was rocking with bro. And I'm, come on, man, let's go. I'm talking too much.
Funky Aztecs, Frost, and SPM are like the cornerstones who blew up Baby Bash.
So you go out to Houston in 1999. You join up with Dope House. Did you actually sign to Dope House Records?
Yes, I did.
You signed to Dope House Records. You're working with South Park Mexican. It's getting bigger and bigger. The Universal deal comes together. And then in 2001, there's an arrest that happens where he's charged with aggravated sexual assault of a 9-year-old. He was 31 at the time. I don't know if he gets convicted of that, but then that opens up another can of worms where in 1993, he ended up impregnating a 13-year-old girl who wanted child support, I guess, is how the story got broken. And he was 20.
Wait, so the stripper shit happened first in 93? And then in what he just say, 2001, 2002, I think I believe he said 2001. 2001 is when the so-called alleged him touching the 9-year-old. So, okay, I'm getting a timeline of events. All right.
3 at the time. He gets convicted for sexual assault of a minor and gets sentenced to 45 years in prison.
Yeah, I was right there.
You were right there when all that happened.
Right there.
So from your point of view, does he have a defense when it comes to that?
Yeah, I mean, I would never support a child molester, a child predator, or whatever. I wouldn't care if it was my father, if it was my brother, if it was my mother. I would never support a child predator. I was there. I know what happened. I was there when the female that he was having an affair with made the phone call to Dope House Records saying she wanted $20,000 from Carlos because he was having an affair with her, because Carlos was fucking with her. So Carlos is fucking with it's his best friend's girl. That's why the kids were staying out at his house, because they were friends. They grew up together. So he was fucking her on the side while he was married. His best friend was in jail. He started fucking the girl, the wife. The wife's daughter is the one staying at their house because she stays with the friends with Carlos's daughter.
Okay.
So she calls Dope House one day wanting $20,000, or she's gonna call it, or Carlos is gonna get arrested. And they're arguing. I'm right there on the phone with two.
Okay, so the 13-year-old happens first. I don't know what the fuck happens, how the 13-year-old happens first. I'm just saying that's a huge ass gap. 93 to 2001. That's a nice size gap. So he wasn't accused of the first, so he wasn't charged with the first shit. And then the second one with the little girl, it was his best friend's girl that he was fucking. So for whatever reason, she wanted $20,000. I'm still not clear on why she wanted $20,000. What was she trying to extort him for?
Watching Tootie, which is Carlos's brother, talk to her. It's like, I don't want to say her name, but what's wrong with you? And she's like, wants $20,000. He hangs up the phone and says, man, this bitch is crazy. She wants $20,000. He calls Carlos on speakerphone while I'm there. Carlos, she's calling, she's acting up. Everyone knew they were having an affair together. She wants $20,000. Are you going to go to jail? And Carlos like, man, fuck that bitch. That bitch is crazy. I want to give her no fucking money. Because Carlos, stopped fucking with her back with his wife, blowing up, making so much noise. So
Carlos is South Park,
it's not Carlos. Stop him. Carlos was like, man, fuck that bitch. I ain't giving her no fucking money. So about 3 months later, 2 or 3 months later, that's when it comes in. All of a sudden, she's getting charged with touching the daughter that Carlos brought her home at 4 in the morning because she wanted to go home. The whole thing is the daughter, and I was at court. The craziest thing was the court because even in court there was no evidence. No, the little girl even said it could have been a dream. She didn't feel good. Carlos brought her home at 4 in the morning is what happened, and that's when the girl tried to threaten him with give me some money or I'm gonna go to the police. Now if someone touched my
Okay. I cut him off, but he was thinking what I was thinking, my nigga, this whole time. Okay. All right. So how he's putting the story out, the way I'm getting it is obviously the bitch was jealous, feeling some type of way that SPM wasn't fucking with her no more, right? And he was blowing up, he's doing this, he's doing that, and for whatever reason, the little girl gets sick, or she's not feeling good. So at 4 in the morning, he takes her to his house. Okay, now if you're not messing with the mother no more, obviously your daughter and this girl are still friends. So my question would be this, and maybe this is in a court case somewhere, but my question would be this: why would he pick her up at 4 in the morning? From where, and what would cause him to pick her up at 4 in the morning? You feel what I'm saying? Like, why couldn't, like, I don't, that's just confusing. But also on the other end of that, like I said, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. I have to look at this from both sides. So also on the other side, it's like, why would you make a demand for $20,000, or you're going to the police? Going to the police for what? The fuck am I going to jail for? What are you trying to extort me for in the first place? This is 3 months prior to him even knowing the police, to him even getting arrested, obviously. So what the fuck are you insinuating? You feel what I'm saying? So that happens, and 3 months later she tries to get the money again. It's not working, so he gets arrested for that. What parent, if your child is touched, first of all, $20,000? Nah, my child touched. I want your motherfucking head. I need your noodle noggin, bruh, for real. Facts, that part. Like, secondly, why would you wait 3 months after calling, making a demand of a rent? Like, it's just, that's too suspicious, bruh.
kid, I don't want $20,000. I want your head. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but I guess over that situation, he didn't get arrested. He didn't get convicted.
He got arrested.
He got arrested, but he didn't get convicted of the 9-year-old situation.
He got convicted of when he was 23 and the girl was 14,
13.
she was working at a strip club. You know that, right?
I did not.
Okay, she was a stripper. You can't be a
She
stripper.
was a 13-year-old stripper.
You can't. So whoever hired her she had her some ID or something. She was a stripper. It's all documented. She was a stripper. If you really look into it, she was a stripper. He has a one-night stand with her, and that's what happened. So when you go to a strip club, and they're stripping, you have to assume that they're 18. You have to assume you can't be a stripper unless you're 18.
Right, but you can't tell a 13-year-old from an 18-year-old?
I can. I don't know their situation. He was 23. I wasn't there. This was way before I even got there. But
right.
That's what my biggest question was. Like, you couldn't tell? And I don't know how a drunk, horny motherfucker would tell if she's stripping, you know what I mean? But I know I could tell. But he had a baby. He supported the baby all the way through. I mean, he supported the little boy all the way through, which...
Okay, now, I don't... That loses me, too. When did he find out it was a teenager? It was a kid. Or a 13-year-old. Also, how did the club not face any type of backlash or like you have a fucking 13-year-old stripper, not a bartender, not a fucking waitress, not a motherfucker at the door, not a janitor cleaning, but a stripper. Damn.
I don't condone none of that, but I can tell if it was 13. But like I said, that's me. You can. I don't know what the thing was when he was 23 and
I mean, I
horny as
guess the
fuck.
strip club thing is a little weird, though. I see what you're saying. It's
Who
like,
hired her?
It's like if you're messing with a porn star, she ends up being underage. You're like, well, but she does porn. You assume that
You seen her 18 and over,
Right.
and that was the whole, and that's the whole truth. That's the fact about that. That's a fact that she was dancing on the pole at a strip club when he fucked her. So I'm not knowing, did he even think about checking ID? I mean, from the stripper, she wasn't a waitress, stripper
at 13.
When she got pregnant. Yeah, that's when he met her. It was a one night stand.
That's crazy.
And that's the truth. Like I said, I don't condone none of that. I would never back a child predator. And not saying he was perfect, but that's the truth. And you're getting it on VladTv. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
From the golden child that was there at Dope House at the time. I mean, even in court, Carlos didn't even want to say stuff bad about that he was sleeping with the wife because he was so loyal to his best friend. I mean, he wasn't loyal. He was cheating. He was fucking his best friend's wife, but he was all nervous about talking about his fucking his best friend's wife. How the whole thing, she fell in love with him, and how the whole thing started. Now that's my opinion. That's everyone has their own opinion. Of course, the jury has their own opinion. I know the police wanted SPM out of the way because the SPM was a Mexican that was getting huge, unstoppable huge. He could start a riot at any time he wanted. He would just say something, and the whole crowd would do what he wanted. So, and he wasn't the best to the police.
So it seems how he's putting it across the baby mama set the whole shit up, and the police just had the rights to go along with everything. Like he said, there was no evidence, no nothing. Except the baby case. But even in that one, like he said, I don't condone it. I would never condone the shit. I'm not even fucking like in support of cuz like, oh well, I'm not saying he did do it. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I don't really understand the shit because there's too many. Like, you have an 18, because he's not convicted for the 9-year-old like they said there. There was no evidence, no nothing. So that was plus, like I said, bitch, you wait 3 fucking months, ho. 3 months, bitch, really? The fuck out of here with that. But the other one, the little stripper bitch, she was a stripper. But also how you can't really tell, like, I don't know how fucked up he was, like he said, but I don't know, bro. That's a doozy one right there. But then, not only that, when did you find out? And did you find out before she gave birth? And if so, why did you continue to support the baby? You feel what I'm saying? It's I don't know. It's a whole bunch of shit. So it's a lot of holes in this, my nigga, that make this like really not fair justice. You feel what I'm saying?
I advise everyone that says, fuck the police everywhere you go. I mean, sometimes you need the police, you know what I mean? And if you act up on them, they know how to get you, you know what I'm saying? So There was no evidence. The poor little girl who, to me, was thrown in the middle of it, said it could have been a dream.
Yeah. But like I said, he got convicted over the pregnancy.
Yeah. And she was a stripper.
Yeah. But I guess, and that's, if the DNA matched, then...
Oh, yeah, it was his baby. It looked just like him.
It's like, there you have it.
There you have it.
Yeah, he gets convicted for 45 years.
More than murderers.
That's crazy.
I remember being on the road. I was in a group called Lone Star Riders with Happy Perez, which was my roommate, is one of the biggest producers in the pop game right now. Happy Perez, who did Sugar Sugar, Obsession, Miguel. He's doing Tory Lanez now. He's with Benny Blanco now. But we got a group called Lone Star Riders, and we travel all through Texas. And I remember getting on the phone the last day of court, and they saying he got convicted, 45 years, and it was just, people couldn't believe it because we knew the whole story. I just got busted with Paul Wall, and I see how they sensationalize everything. Like, I got busted with Paul Wall for a smoking weed with people, just smoking weed, and it turned into organized crime. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait a minute, I was there, but on the news, they're acting like some crazy. So I know how it's sensationalized, and I know, it's part of the job, but, that's how I went through it.
Well, I mean, you don't have to sensationalize 45 years. It is what it is.
Yeah, you're right. I talked to him. I still talk to him. His daughter's working on some stuff now. And but that's the story. That's the truth. And like I said, I was there. So anybody else that says it has their own opinion, but I was there.
Right. And what's crazy is he kept releasing albums in prison. Yeah. His last 7 albums charted.
Yeah.
In fact, his last 4 albums were top 10 on the rap charts.
Yeah.
we just go cut it off there. They talking about music and all that. It's only what, a few seconds left on this shit. That's unfucking believable, bruh.
Walk like, talk like, looking like a lick. Ain't a last nigga try, find out really what the shit saying. All black F and tucked behind a buckle.